Hello, lovely people. I welcome you once again to Bright and Clara's channel. Thank you all for clicking. This is episode 11 on a 4-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-story building that we are putting up for our lovely client. So today is the third day of casting. The third day of casting, and hopefully will be the final day. You understand? So I have just compiled the videos together in order not to make it that long. Okay, so we had the first day of casting, the second day of casting, and then the third day of casting. So it took us 3 days to be able to do this, and my team had to begin very early in the morning. Okay, by 7 o'clock they start the machine and they go on a break by 12. Okay, by 1 they are back again. They work all the way up to 5:30 to 6 o'clock in the evening, because this oversite casting, you can see the thickness is more than the standard thickness, which is a 6 inches. This is 1 foot. You understand? So it requires more. Okay, and therefore they need to start early. If not, they are going to use 4 days, and using 4 days will be an additional cost to the client. Per the estimate, I need to make sure I follow the estimate. All right, so you could see that here we have not actually done that much. Okay, we've not done that much. So this video is still indicating the first day of the casting. Okay, yes, it's still showing the first day of the casting, and then probably when we go to the next video it will show the second day of casting, and then the third day, which is probably in this particular video. Are you with me? Yes. And you could see that the way they spread the edges is to make way for the continuation. Most people do concrete casting, and you can see the difference between the previous one and then the current one, and sometimes you can even see a line in between. You understand? You can even see a line in between, and therefore they have to do it professionally. Are you with me? So if you know you're going to continue your concrete casting the next day, the edges are supposed to be trimmed down, okay, such that it will be able to receive the new concrete, and then it will flush with it properly. You understand? Again, the columns are supposed to be in position so that they don't deviate from the original grade line. Okay, because all pillars are supposed to be on a grade line. Once they deviate from the grade line, it makes laying of the blocks somewhat difficult, and therefore the tendency of you doing a cranking is high, and which of course we don't want to do any cranking. Again, we've employed what we call the poker. Usually the name is called the concrete vibrator, but most people call it poker. Okay, yeah, which actually stabilizes and makes sure that the concrete settles down properly. There's no gap underneath. Okay, there's no holes. It takes away the bubbles. Okay, so that the concrete sits down properly. This area is part of the back porch, and then the washroom and the WC. So that's Mr. Daddy right there, who is trying to do the carpentry works. You understand? He's ensuring that everything, stays within the perimeter, and there's no, shortcut anywhere. So basically, this is what we did for the Adenta project. So that's Mr. Daddy right there in your view. Such a hard-working foreman. Okay, he works so hard, and I like the fact that he pay attention to those details where he ensures that the straightness, everything must conform and should be straight, should be linear. You understand? And for me myself, I do emphasize on that, because I don't like the situation whereby we are done with everything and then the next day they said, oh, this pillar has shifted, this is supposed to be that way. No, we discuss everything before we go on board. That is the best thing to do. Discuss the issues before you go on board. You don't go to site and not knowing what you have to do. So we discussed the drawing, we know exactly what we have to do, then you go to the site and execute them. Okay, at site you might face some challenges, yeah, sure, and so that is brought to an attention. We discuss it again and then find solution to it and then proceed. So that is the best way to go. I believe a lot of people have asked a lot of questions about the equipotential bonding, which I explained vividly in a video. Okay, so that equipotential bonding means means equal potential. What we did was to connect all the iron rods to the general mass of earth. So all these iron rods, they have been connected to an earth rod, and then we created an earth pit around the building, about 4 to 5 earth pits. All these earth pit has got earth rod going about 4 feet, some are 6 feet down the earth, and then we connected a copper cable to the earth rod in the earth pit and link it to the steelworks. You understand? We link it to the steelwork, which is the reinforcement, the ground beams. The ground beams are connected to the columns, and so once you connect it to one of the beams, the entire pillars and ground beams in the entire house have been connected to the general mass of earth. You understand? So there is zero potential, low resistance path. Should there be any short circuit, it flows through the low resistance path all the way to the general mass of earth, and that gives your building a good earthing system. You understand? A good earthing system. So that's basically what we did. And then also the ratio of the mixture I did explain in episode 9 leading to 10. I did explain that we are using 2 1/2. 2 1/2. Okay, half is the half of bag of cement. The 1 is 1 trip of sand. Okay, and 2 is we are mixing the aggregate and quarry dust. Okay, those are the, so 1 aggregate, 1 quarry dust. Aggregate means stones, so 1 aggregate, 1 quarry dust. Okay, 1 trip of sand and half bag of cement. Okay, so basically that's what we're doing. So the ratio is again 2 1/2. When you get to the flow, when you're casting a slab or a flow decking, usually the ratio is 2:1:1. 2:1:1. That is the ratio we use, because in a slab casting you need more cement. It doesn't mean that when we do a half bag of cement it doesn't hold. Even with the half bag of cement here, we are almost getting to about, I think, was it 300 bags? Just mixing and mixing. It wasn't easy. So imagine we are using one bag, we'll be going to 400 to 500 bags of cement. Okay, yeah, so that is one thing you must know. There's a lot of tricks when it comes to construction, and so once you understand it, you're able to budget and keep the client in a safe mode where they don't overspend, or perhaps you don't exploit the opportunity of just invoicing things that are not necessary. You understand? So we ensure that we don't overspend. So you can see that the entire casting is complete now. Okay, the next day what we have to do is to pour water continuously for 3 days or even 4 days for it to cure. It has to go through a curing state or a curing stage by pouring water continuously. And this is what we have done, and I believe you love it. We'll be coming your way with the continuation of the superstructure very soon, and I believe you've all learned something from here. Congratulations to Mr. Adade and the entire team for their endless effort. Myself, if you need my services, my name is Mr. Bright. My number is on the screen. Contact me. I prepare estimates. We build houses for people, and we can build yours for you as well. From me to you, shalom. God bless you wherever you are. Bye-bye.